final trip in our journey of waste is to see where all the rest of our rubbish ends up. So Kate took me to visit a transfer station and a landfill, something she refers to as the final resting place of our waste. And it's not a pretty sight.
So here we are at a transfer station, Brad.
Right, so what goes on in this place?
So here is our last ditch effort to actually try and recycle anything before it ends up going to landfill.
Right, okay, so walk me through the process.
Let's do it.
So Kate, these bins here, most of them are filled with cardboard actually. What's the purpose of these?
So what happens at a transfer station is people are encouraged to come into the recycling area and drop off as much as they possibly can to be recycled before they go over the weighbridge. Because as soon as they go over the weighbridge, the rest of that waste is going to landfill.
Right, so if I've got a whole heap of leftover cardboard from a TV that I've just bought and for some reason I didn't put it in my recycling bin and I go, I'm going to go down to the tip, throw it in the back of the car and take it down to the dump. You're saying drop it here?
Yeah, and this is free.
Because if I don't drop it here, it's going to go to landfill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's not what we want?
No, it's not.
Okay.
So Brad, basically once you drive your car over the weighbridge and back it up and start throwing everything over into the pit, you're pretty much committing all that to landfill.
Right, so no one's going to come along and sort through bits and pieces that maybe could be salvaged?
No, you should have sorted through your bits and pieces before you went over the weighbridge. And you can see a lot of products that people throw in there are things like green waste, which is easily diverted in the green waste area, and scrap metals and products like that that also could be recycled and not have to go to landfill.
So Kate, these sorts of products, washing machines, fridges, kitchen appliances, things that come to the end of the life, what do we do with them?
Well, these are scrap metal, Brad, so they can be basically all broken down into all the different parts. You've got aluminium, brass, copper, all really high quality, expensive products that can be reused again.
But it's not going to fit in my recycling bin?
No, you can't put a washing machine in your recycling bin. You could try, but it won't fit and they won't take it.
So that's where I bring it down to like the transfer station, right?
And then they'll have a scrap metal bin or an area like this where you can actually get it recycled.
But I need to make the effort to actually take it into somewhere like where it's got recycled steel and whiteware and not to take it through and just push it all out of my car, because if I do that, once I've gone through the weighbridge, it's just going to go to landfill, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But don't put your pots and pans in your recycling bin because they won't get recycled.
No, I've learnt that.
Yeah.
I've learnt that. All right, so now we're going to have a look at the landfill, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Honestly, Kate, the places you drag me, I don't know what I'd get myself into. I thought that the waste audit that we did was bad enough, but now we're actually standing in the middle of a pile of rubbish.
We are.
But it's crazy, the reality that this is where it all ends up.
Yeah.
Like, that's what hits home for me, seeing it.
Yeah, and I think that's the hard thing is we push our bins to the curb and it all disappears like magic, but it doesn't go to a mystical place. It goes into our land, and it's, you can see, Brad, it's full of plastic. There's lots and lots of bad smells, weird noises. You know, it's quite disheartening to see what we're actually doing.
Can I just say there are a lot of flies currently around my legs?
But I think this is the reality that we have to face, is that we are actually creating a problem, and it's like landfill is a necessity because we have to have a place to put all of this rubbish. But it's not a council's fault. It's not anybody's fault except
well, because
ours.
the councils aren't creating this, and that's what I'm seeing, is that this is our behaviour as consumers. This is my behaviour, your behaviour.
Yeah.
Collectively, this is all of us here.
Yeah.
You know, and our day-to-day choices that we make.
Yep, and this
end up here.
Yeah, and this is the thing, that we don't see this. So therefore, we just put that bin out, and it just disappears, and we never see where it actually goes. And if we had to actually see all the plastic and all of the smells and, you know, just the sheer quantity of waste, Brad, I think that we would realise that as consumers, we're the ones at fault because we buy the products and then we just throw things away. And we need to change our behaviour. It's the only way we can solve these problems is by changing our behaviour.
What's going to happen to all this stuff though? I mean, is it surely it'll biodegrade? It'll disappear?
We don't know.
In 1,000 years, maybe?
Maybe. But plastic's been around for such a short amount of time, we don't even know how long it'll take. And at the end of the day, you know, it's all about reducing, Brad. If we reduce,
Seeing this, that's
Yeah.
that's the point that gets driven home to me, is that it's reducing and rethinking
Yeah.
our day-to-day choices, because a lot of the products here are one-use products, plastic bottles that, I mean, could have been recycled but isn't.
Yeah.
Plastic bags for Africa,
Yeah.
just everywhere.
Paint
Piles
containers.
of them.
Yeah, and it's all just going to live here. And we, the only things we can do is that the 3 R's: rethink, reduce, reuse, and then recycle.
Yeah. Well, I've
Yeah.
got another R for you, and that's to run, because I'm going to need to buy new shoes.